Okay, we're here with Win Pei. We're going to ask. I have 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to send them to Mimi, but then I thought, no, we're going to surprise Win Pei, and we'll ask him in English, and he'll just give the honest truth, and it can be translated later into Burmese. But so I have 3 questions. One is about. I want to ask you about, I recently read that Paw Thame was influenced. This is Yin Kerr. I don't
Paw
know.
Thame?
Paw Thame was influenced. Yin Kerr, the scholar of Bajiang So and the modernist in Peacock Gallery. She's very familiar. She wrote the article about Paw Thame. But in that article, she said that Paw Thame says you and U Kin Ma and Kim Ma Yin and influenced him, but she also said that Paw Thett, that she sees Paw Thett.
She mean who? Who's she?
Yin Kerr, the Singaporean scholar.
Oh,
she's a scholar. She's a scholar of Bajiang So, and she's written. I mean, she's really, really smart. Talk about somebody with good English. Oh my God! Every time I read her, I have to get the English dictionary out to follow what she's saying. But I was surprised. I was recently looking at I Am Cadmium Red because I use it as a resource for my blog on the website Burmese Modern Art. But I read, and it surprised me. It said because Paw Thame came, he already knew you. He had met Kim Ma Yin, and maybe he had met Paw Thett, I don't know, in Mandalay when you were at the Mandalay School of Fine Arts. Then he comes to Yangon, and there's stories of him hanging out with you and Kim Ma Yin and Paw Thett, and so. But she said, looking at her paintings, because I sent her many, and other people sent her many of Paw Thame's paintings, and she looking at it, she said that Paw Thett influenced Paw Thame. She sees not as much maybe as U Kin Ma or you. But she said she saw that. So I wanted to ask you, I know it's well known, you talked about it before, the fallout between the two, so I don't want to talk about that. That's history. But before, when you guys were all at Lokanut Gallery, tell me about that idea, because I've actually have some paintings that actually now I look at them and I go, yes, I see Paw Thett. So he must have been Paw Thame must have been, his eyes must have been this big, with you and Kim Ma Yin and Paw Thett all together at Lokanut, and these ideas of modernism. And so he must have taken something from all of you. What do you think? How was their relationship, and did you ever see this influence that Yin Kerr speaks of?
Not in terms of the design and the habits. He did have the influence of us in terms of concept. So at that time, when we met him, it was in the early 1960s, and he was very young. He was very younger than we do. And the influences, not influence at all. He's been learning. First thing is he doesn't have any idea about modern art or anything. He would like to paint. He would like to draw, paint. Have you ever talked about how we met in Manly?
Yes.
In university.
Yes, yeah.
And then he came to me. The main thing he's learned from me is the concept. I told him, you've got to be very free. He's got to free himself. Don't accept influences as much as possible.
Interesting.
Don't be dependent. Be independent. That you must be free. Yeah. That is one thing.
Yeah, that is so beautiful, and that goes into
And-
the next question. I
And
have.
another thing is, you've got to be comprehensive, wide thinking. You must be free, you must be comprehensive, and you must be so that you will be very bold in making decisions.
Yeah,
And at that time, to get the bold decisions, you've got to be very sincere and honest.
right.
Not criminally or anything, but in the decision about the creation of art, you've got to be very honest and sincere.
Okay.
I don't mean stealing or killing or anything.
Right.
It's nothing to do with it. So when you paint, when you've got to be honest that what you really want to paint, what you really want to think about.
Mhm.
What you really comprehend about. That's the sort of concept that he's got from us. And whatever he is doing is, I think, according to the concept.
So
But
this,
there can be the influences anyway, because he's been brought up around us. But
yeah,
that influence is not important at all. As long as he is free
yeah,
and comprehensive and bold and sincere and honest, and then it's going to be all right.
yeah. I see that. Remember, I don't know if it was last time or one of the previous times we talked. You said, "Well, Paw Thame says he was influenced by me, but I don't see it in his art." But I think what you just said—that's the influence. That's what he was very grateful for. And when I was speaking of Paw, and I love what you said because that goes into my next question. But just staying with Paw Thett and Paw Thame, you guys were all close together. The only thing that I see is the subjects. I found, and I have some older Paw Thame that the subjects are like Paw Thett. Not like a little bit like you, but they're. I look at them now. The first time I saw them, I thought, now where did he get? Why is he doing that? And then I reread the Yin Kerr article, and I thought, oh well, he was hanging out not just with Kim Mo Yin and Win Pei. He was hanging out with Paw Thett, and these are classic Paw Thett subjects, not design. Some of the design is there, but the subject is there, and they're not really Win Pei subjects or Kim Mo Yin subjects. And so a little light bulb went off in my head. That's why I asked you the question.
Oh, that's good. You are observant, so you can see it. Good. That's good. I'm not that observant, I think.
You're the most observant man on earth.